Hi, I'm Barbara. Welcome back to my Kentucky native garden. It's late May here, so my early spring bloomers have already faded. My late spring flowers and my early summer flowers are starting to come out. And one of the most beautiful is this Virginia Sweetspire. And you can see by all of the bees all over it, and I have a zebra swallowtail. Oh, and there's another butterfly on this. The pollinators just love this. This is a cultivar called Henry's Garnet, and it's a little more compact than a straight species would be, so it's good to have next to my front porch. It likes moisture, and it likes partial sun to sun. I did a little work this winter. I realized that my front garden bed needed to be separated so that I could reach the middle of it. It was too big and I couldn't reach in to weed or maintain it. So during the winter I created this little pathway. I put a few stepping stones here. I put a little fence that I picked up at a yard sale along the edges, and I have my taller plants separated over here, so my Joe Pye weed, which is coming up nicely, I've been able to get in there and pull the weeds and other plants that I don't want there away from them, which I couldn't do before. Also, I have some asters and goldenrods that will come up later here. They're already starting. And on the other side are some shorter plants. And here I have my wild indigo, which has already bloomed, but every year it gets knocked over by the rainstorms. So this year I bought these little cages to put them in, and that worked really well. It held them upright all throughout the rainstorms. My Indian pink is starting to bloom here. This is the one you may remember that the hummingbirds love, and it likes shade, so it's perfect under the cypress tree and the redbud tree. I realized that I still have a big part of my bed that I'm not able to access. So I'm going to create another path that goes from this main path over to the little path that I made during the winter. And I've got my paving stones here and my weeding tools, and I have some pea gravel. So I'm going to start working on pulling out some of these plants. Most of them are plants that have grown wild in there. So I'll be careful. If there's something I need to save, I'll dig it and move it. Otherwise, most of these can come out without any problem. So I'm going to get started and come back to you later, and you can see how it goes. Well, that little project didn't take too long. I spent about an hour and a half, and that included a couple of breaks. It's not a professional job, but it looks pretty good, and it will give me access to my garden. And in addition to that, it helped to divide my gardens up. So on this side I have my green and gold, and on the other side I have my tick trefoil, and I have my water garden plants. And then farther down, it nicely separated out my Indian pink on one side and my wild indigo on the other side. So it really gave a lot of structure to the garden and gave a lot of intent to the garden, which is really what you want to do in a native garden. That wraps up another episode of the Kentucky Native Garden Channel. If you liked it, please press the like button and subscribe.